When you think of a drink in Asia, you think tea. I just saw a recent survey in China, quite surprising. Now, the preferred drink in China is coffee over tea by a slight margin. Train. I'd like to see that kind of survey in Taiwan. I don't know if I believe it. There's drink shops everywhere. The bubble milk tea is super popular. When I got here in 1994, there were a few scattered coffee shops. There was one right across the street from my wife's family home, Barden it was called. And my buddy JC, who you'll see in a moment, his wife was partner in a coffee shop, Manabe. I used to love to go there. But now you do a Google search for coffee shops and boom. We've got at least 4 Starbucks in the city of Changhua here. And then some of the local brands, Wudu, that's 85 degrees. So 85 degrees was the one who did this art. As well as Louisa, that's pretty popular. Those are the chains, but there's hundreds of mom and pop coffee shops. And then you have, on the island of Taiwan, there's like 10,000 convenience stores, and they all sell coffee now. And not only just the regular, Americano, they have all kinds of varieties. I'm talking freshly brewed coffee, not the stuff in the cans and bottles. Most of the beans are imports. There's a little bit of a domestic. It's not like tea. I mean, tea is widely produced here in Taiwan. The mountain teas are quite famous. You get yourself to Nantou, you can see all the terraced hills with rows and rows of tea. I think I can make that shot. And there's room for more. I love when they take these old derelict buildings and change them into something usable. That's a pretty loud shirt. Even in these side streets. There's one, and there's one. That might just be supplies. Wow, they must roast. I can smell it. It's really good. Some of the mom and pop coffee shops just can't make it, and they close within a couple years. But others do quite well. We have some friends in Taichung, and they're on their second location. I think they're doing all right. But they also roast and deliver to other coffee establishments. You can see that motorcycle shop or car shop right there, and there's some dudes sitting there having old man's tea. So it's still, a really big part of the culture. I'm not calling them old men. It's just lao ren cha is a term. Old man's tea. Usually they'll have oolong, green tea. With what we were doing with our candy tasting.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Those are your 3. This is for James, if he wants some.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have Asia flavor floral honey, El Salvador bourbon washed, and Mr. Mark, it's a summer forest blend.
Mr. Mark is a bakery in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I brewed the coffee bags. They're actually individual filtered coffee.
Oh yeah, you rip off the top.
Rip off the top, and then you just add hot water. One from each of these, and then I separated them into 2 portions. 3 for Jay and 3 for me.
Wow, a lot of coffee.
Yeah, you don't
And
have
this
to drink
morning
it all.
I had Kama coffee, dark.
You don't have to drink them all. You just have to
While
drink
we're
them
on it.
until you can guess which one you think it is. So the number of the coffee is also written on the bottom of your cup with the number written on the bag. There we go.
All right, so looking at these, this one is darker. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna go like this. I think I have them in order of the hue, right?
Oh, the hue, the color?
Yeah.
Okay, I think only one of them looks slightly lighter.
I think a floral coffee, this geisha one, would not be a dark.
Okay, but you know, I'm not a coffee connoisseur, so sniff test. Okay, sniff test.
I don't even know if this is coffee. That might be floral, actually.
This one smells weak.
I'm definitely getting more of a. You know how some coffees have the acidity. I get that from this one. Maybe that's bourbon.
I have a stronger smell from this one. I'm gonna try this one first.
I bet these are the same because the color looks similar.
Alright.
All right, yeah, this is the one I get a strong smell from too. Did you try these before?
No. I have not been biased.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice. I mean, it's really full body,
I
body
like this
flavor.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good coffee for this type of coffee style.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Or that's wine.
Yeah, you
And
can
then
play this
spit it
game with
out.
wine too. And, I'm thinking of doing this for beer. This weekend I'm going to have a little beer party with Joanne's sisters.
Oh, nice.
Everyone's bringing their BYOB, bring your own beer. So
Nice.
maybe we can do a little game.
Yeah.
Testing.
Okay. So this is the.
Okay, so I'm going to say this one is the Bourbon.
El Salvador.
Okay, so don't look at the bottom
I'm gonna
yet.
match my cups up with what I think they are like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'll put the one to my right will be geisha.
A, B, C, okay? I have the numbers written on the back, so you write the letter that you think corresponds to.
All right.
I'm gonna say this is bourbon washed, okay? And, sorry, it's B.
Yeah, it's sweet, but not sweet enough to give me like a honey vibe. So, but I don't know if I'm tasting bourbon either, because I need to taste the other ones. So it might change.
Okay,
So-
that's a good point.
At-
Yeah,
At this juncture, I'm gonna put that in the middle.
okay.
I'm not gonna label it yet.
Okay. All right, let's go to another cup.
Is that your lightest one? colors.
No, I'm gonna need the lightest one.
All right,
for
because I'm gonna
last.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely the darkest. All right, that is not as there is flavor, but it's not as flavorful as that. I'm not getting bourbon.
No.
If it's honey, it's very light.
Is this the honey one? Oh yeah, this is honey.
Well,
That's tough.
yeah. I don't know why I'm under the assumption that the Mr. Mark is not going to be very high quality, so
Really?
I don't know. Do you ever buy their bread?
I love their bread.
You love their, so
Their
so
bread
they
is
sell good
really
stuff.
good.
So therefore their coffee should also be,
I don't know. This is the first time I've bought Mr. Mark coffee.
yeah.
So I usually buy Starbucks. So
Yeah, wow. Cheers.
cheers.
You made this first because it's colder.
This is weak.
Yeah, very weak. I'm going to say it's Mr. Mark.
Okay.
All right, I think I got them in order, so it's A, B, C.
Let's see if you guessed correctly. Okay, first the one we think is Mr. Mark.
The one we think is Mr. Mark, I think is this one.
Okay, so look on the bottom.
Oh, what?
Wait a minute. The numbers. That is correct.
Yeah! It's almost like tea. It's not even
just flavored water.
Yeah, really don't even, if you had a tea and a coffee, like a black tea, I wouldn't even know if that's coffee.
Okay.
I don't know. How about you?
No, it's not very coffee. Yeah, it doesn't have that strong coffee flavor. Okay,
Bourbon,
yeah,
all right.
put B
Bourbon.
in my cup.
All right.
Okay, so look at the bottom 3. Let's see what it says.
I got a 3.
Nope.
Oh, so we were both wrong. So this one is honey flavored geisha.
Yes. That's right. So yeah, this one is the 3. Wow.
And this is the one with the most powerful flavor. I am getting a sweetness, but I'm getting the acidity, not the honey, And it says floral honey.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Might just be fancy words, to get me by it. But yeah, okay. I think this one takes first place in taste too.
Intensity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm not a big fan of acid.
Oh, okay.
But there are people who like that. I just don't.
Acidic.
But I don't hate it.
Okay.
Yeah. Acidic. Yeah. And so now that we know that this is bourbon, are you getting any bourbon?
I'm not getting any bourbon in that. Of course, I don't drink bourbon that often, so I don't really
washed.
I don't really
La
know.
Jolla Estate Bourbon Washed, SGHEP, whatever that means. Baoya. Yeah, this would have been good till next year, July.
Oh.
If you go to Baoya, there are you can do this taste test again, maybe 5 more times because there are at least 20 maybe. They have a rack.
Wow.
And they have them all lined up, and it's really neat how they display it. It's a very nice display.
And they're all made by Baoya?
Baoya brand, but
Okay.
I don't know where they import it.
Okay.
Put their label on it and packaging.
Yeah,
It's
Mr.
packaged by the
Mr. Martin's also breaking into the coffee industry. They have 4 or 5 different varieties.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'll
And they
buy
sell
it.
beans too.
I've been trying Kama coffee. Yesterday I had a very good cappuccino. And the reason why I went there is because Katie and I went to the doctor, just getting over a cold, and I'm 95% okay.
That's good.
Just gotta get 3 more days of medicine. So I went next door and bought a cappuccino. Their mediums are quite large, and it's much more expensive than the other cappuccino places where I go. It's $75.
But still cheaper than Starbucks, though.
Still cheaper than Starbucks. Their medium is always their small. Why does everybody do that now? There is no small for anything. It's always Dongbei is the smallest, I think.
So big, large, and then they have what's called something like a V. It starts.
I don't know, but so 56 for McDonald's. And I have a quick story.
For McDonald's. 55 for a cappuccino.
56.
56.
Yeah, they have this coffee section on the right in the one on Shaoyang Road. Right?
Okay.
So I said, do I need to use the machine or can I order with you? And he goes, you can order with me. So I order a cappuccino and I stand by the coffee area thinking that somebody's going to walk over and make my coffee they have a beautiful, beautiful coffee machine.
Okay.
I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. This place is filling up with all these students coming out of, junior high age, and kids are coughing here and there. Luckily, I had a mask on. I kind of moved myself into the dining area a little bit to get away from these coughing kids. And I'm just looking at the barista area, and nothing's happening. And I'm like, well, it must be because they have so many orders. They're just swamped. Right? 20 minutes later,
I can't believe you.
I go and look at their order sign, which is on the other side of a wall. And here I see they passed my number. And I'm like, okay. And I did see a bag, just sitting there. And nobody calls out any numbers. It's just a little screen about this size. I walk up finally and I look at the bag, and underneath it there's 220, which was my number. And so that was me, and I just picked it up. Luckily I didn't have class. I had a lull between class.
You would have been without your cappuccino.
Yeah, I can't keep up with this technology and automation, man. I don't know the rules, right? So obviously they have a cappuccino maker within the hamburger area.
Oh, and you didn't see that.
And I didn't, know that this barista area is just for evidently for show now. Like nobody attends it. Where do you get your coffee?
2 days ago, I found myself yankering after a 3-shot espresso latte.
Yankering or hankering?
Both.
Yeah, I was teasing him about this. One more cup of coffee before I go.
Yeah, the same morning that you were singing Bob Dylan, I was over at Starbucks. I went over there and I ordered one, and they said, "Oh, you can get another one for 50% off." So I got 2.
So that's 6 shots.
Yeah, but I didn't drink them all. Okay.
So how tall was your 3 shot?
It's huge.
Oh, okay.
It's huge.
So it just kind of
so I
whacked
think
down.
it's milk down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they add a lot of milk.
Yeah. 3 shots.
3 shots.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I think it was like 220 milligrams of caffeine that you're
Yeah,
getting.
it's pretty strong. I drink 1 or 2 cups every morning, and usually black. So I think my tolerance is pretty high. I didn't feel any, rush. My heart was not, beating unusually fast. So
Yeah, there's people who can drink coffee at night and sleep well.
not me.
I can't.
No, I can't. But in the morning, I definitely need a coffee to get me going.
Me too. But I'm a cream and sugar man. I just finished a big bag of Starbucks. It's actually Kirkland at Starbucks beans. So we
That's
get
what
that
we
at
get.
Costco,
Yeah.
which I need to do another Costco run. I picked up the breakfast blend because they didn't have the dark. I don't know if they're not selling it anymore or they're sold out. And Art is Coffee. If anybody knows about this stuff, hit me up in the comments. We'll see how this goes. I was running low on that, so I bought the Kama beans. And I was like, okay, I bought the dark variety.
I'm gonna try Kama. Since I'm kind of free every morning, and Joanne goes to work around 8:30, so when I get up around 7:30 or 8, I will let her make coffee and then let her go, and then go out and buy a coffee.
That's nice. Take a little adventure.
Yeah. I get tired of my own coffee every morning.
Yeah, we just had a coffee after tennis with our buddy Jeremy. And we went to Louisa, and I had a cappuccino.
Me too.
The reason why I get lattes and cappuccino is because I've already had my strong cup in the morning, and I don't want to get another strong cup later, but I still want some coffee. So I usually get a cappuccino order that day.
Yes.
And I like the little foamy heart.
Heart's on.
But yeah, Louisa coffee is not bad. I liked it.
It's okay.
Especially when it was free. Thank you, Jeremy.
Kudos to Jeremy
Yeah.
for treating us to Louisa coffee after tennis.
We started going there for some reason after tennis. Like
Yeah,
that's
James
like
likes
the
it.
thing we do. But I do like the drinks.
Yeah, the coffee's nice, and there's usually a place to sit down.
Yeah. Our friend Chuck partnered with somebody in the jewelry business, and both of their locations have coffee. I didn't go in, but it's a glass window, and I talked to his wife on the outside, where they have this like swimming pool. I was on a run.
Yeah.
I told you this, and I just went down that alleyway. Their store is very nice, the jewelry shop. It's Eric, who you've met.
He's from Austria, I think.
And his wife, we were just talking from outside, and I could see into the coffee area. And I said, hey, I'm going to bring my wife back. I told Carol. And we came back, and it was a little late because we needed to order food. So we just stood outside talking. We didn't go in.
And, it's a kind of promotion for her store. Very cool.
Yeah, that's a good drawing point for customers, I guess. Having a pool.
Yeah, in the summer, maybe their kids might want to take a dip.
Yeah.
I saw it's not really a pool.
It's like a cold
It
tub.
looks more like a large jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Picture. But it still looks refreshing.
Heck yeah, it looks
the
beautiful.
temperature is 32, 33 degrees in the summer in Taiwan.
Yeah, and I was surprised they don't have an overhang or anything.
Oh, really?
What if we mix these together?
Okay, let's do that.
Are there any other coffee shops you recommend either in Changhua, Central Taiwan, Taichung, even Puli, Nanhou? There's Starbucks opening even in Huatan.
Yeah.
Tiny town next to us.
Yeah, I mean it's surprising actually. Latest, Starbucks had their quarterly earnings report, and they didn't do well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the last quarter, their earnings were below expectations, so their stock dropped
Oh, yeah.
quite a lot.
Do you have part of your portfolio with?
It's a small portion.
You own some Starbucks.
Oh, of course.
Blue chip.
It's a blue chip.
Yeah. The reason why we know about the Starbucks is you and I were doing the Matsu pilgrimage.
Right. I think you may even have some footage of the sign with it was covered.
It was covered. Yeah, I was thinking Dairy Queen, but no Dairy Queens in Taiwan yet. But I even asked some road workers from Thai Power. They weren't road workers. They were laying power lines, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't. The guy in the truck didn't know what it was going to be. And finally, James said, "By the way, that place is going to be a Starbucks."
Okay.
So they're everywhere in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
We got at least 4 in Changhua.
I can only think of 3. So there's one by the hospital, one near KFC, and one at the bridge.
Yeah, Shayang Road. Yeah, Shayang
Yeah.
Road. That's closest to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I get all my anniversary ones. But if you go down Jima Road,
Oh, okay.
Down there.
Okay.
that's
There's
another one.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
so
see
I think
that
at least
one.
4. Yeah. The one on Shayang has a really nice architecture.
I like it. The upstairs is big. It's got a lot of seating, and then I think they have parking too.
Oh yeah, parking in the back. Parking is always a plus in Taiwan. It's sometimes hard to come by.
Very hard. Taichung is not easy at all.
I got these.
Okay.
They were sitting in my
Thank
cupboard.
you. These look good. Wafers. Peanut wafers.
We have coffee as a prop.
I drank all mine.
Oh, okay.
One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below.
So it was nice to have a sit down and a coffee tasting with hiking buddy JC.